What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you're fantastic today, and welcome back to another Fnaf security breach mystery video. Today's topic is the Blob. Now, the problem with the Blob is that we don't really know a lot about it. We never see the Blob at all exploring the Pizzaplex or anything. We only see them, unfortunately, at the bottom of Pizza Simulator. Hopefully, we get to see more of the Blob in future DLC, but for now, it's one of the biggest mysteries in security breach. However, that doesn't stop us from theorizing what the Blob is. Let's get straight into it, and hopefully you guys enjoy today's video. So like I said, the Blob is first found during the Afton ending when we're going down into Pizza Simulator. And when we go down there inside Glamrock Freddy, you can see that the Blob looks like it's breathing. It's just there still. However, if Gregory is not inside of Glamrock Freddy, the Blob attacks straight away. So the Blob is very, very aggressive. If Gregory goes anywhere near the Blob, you get a jump scare. That also happens during the Afton boss fight. When the tentacles come through the ventilation systems and the drain pipes, if you go near one of the tentacles, you die straight away. So it's clearly evident that the Blob is highly aggressive. The Blob wants to get to Burntrap with nothing standing in its way. So even if I went down to say hello to the Blob, I'm pretty sure the Blob would kill me as well. And Glamrock Freddy even says this too. I think it's just the Blob is just extremely confused on what's going on.
My friends are here. They are so angry, confused. But I can protect you.
It's so angry with agony, and with the Afton ending as well, it clearly shows that the Blob is after Burntrap, because you see Burntrap trying to escape from the fire. Nope! The Blob grabs Burntrap before he can escape. Now, we don't actually know what happens after that. This time, there's no escape for Afton / Burntrap. This is it. The fire's going to kill them all. It's going to be over. This is the final time Afton's going to escape, I think. So that's just a little bit of a summary on what we know so far about the Blob. That's basically all of the direct evidence we have. And the rest is just a complete blur. We literally don't know anything else. The Blob doesn't talk. The Blob doesn't give us any information about who they are. Blob's down in Pizza Simulator. He's very aggressive. We beat Afton. We set fire to the place. And then the Blob takes Afton away, so we can't escape. The end. That's literally it. Done. So this is where the theorizing comes to play. Who is the Blob? The biggest idea a lot of people have is that the Blob is controlled by Molten Freddy. If Molten Freddy is in control of the Blob, doesn't that mean that he survived the fire in Pizza Simulator? Now, the only somewhat evidence we know that some of the animatronics and spirits survived the fire is not actually from the game lore, actually from the Fazbear Fright story. Spoiler territory here, this is spoilers. In the Fazbear Fright stories, William Afton is back, okay? Afton is back. And from the Fnaf guidebook, it explains how he came back. The detective in the story talks about a fire. And originally, I thought it was the Fnaf 3 fire. That William Afton survived the Fnaf 3 fire, and this is what takes place after Fnaf 3. In the guidebook, it says the incident shown in Pizza Simulator and its aftermath are revisited via police evidence. It seems that Cassette Man's plan did not work exactly as intended. I know this isn't the game lore, but to me this can be used as evidence of Henry's plan in the game lore not going to plan as well. Burntrap's corpse is still here. The Pizza Simulator itself isn't fully burnt to the ground or anything. You can still go inside. Although things are damaged, the place is still intact, right? So that could mean, possibly, this is just theorizing, that the fire did not kill everybody. That could be evidence of who the Blob is. It could be Molten Freddy, still alive. Now, that would actually make sense with the Blob. The main face in control of the Blob is Funtime Freddy's mask. So it's interesting how it's Funtime's Freddy head in control of the Blob rather than Chica's or Bonnie's, right? And we know the main character who was in control of Molten Freddy was Funtime Freddy. Does that mean the main spirit controlling the Blob is Funtime Freddy's spirit. So we know the origins of Ennard and Molten Freddy, right? It's not just one spirit inside. It's a bunch of spirits. So are there any other spirits inside of the blob? Or is it just Molten Freddy? Did the other spirits in Pizza Simulator get free? Is it just Molten Freddy on their own? We can't obviously 100% confirm that. Quote that Glamrock Freddy says is that his friends are down there. Glamrock Freddy could either mean, you know, his Glamrock friends are down there because Chica, Roxanne and Montgomery are down there. Or Glamrock Freddy could be referring to the blob as well. And if Glamrock Freddy is referring to the blob, he says his friends are down there, confused and angry. So that would mean there are multiple spirits inside of the blob. More evidence of this are the actual animatronics attached to the blob. So you can see that the blob has red eyes, right? The other animatronic parts attached to the blob also have red eyes, which people think that means that the animatronics are active inside as well. These include Bonnie, Chica, an endoskeleton, and Mangle. So does this confirm that there are multiple spirits inside of the blob as well? Or are those just animatronic parts that Molten Freddy has collected and put his power into, if that makes sense? So does this mean there are multiple spirits inside the blob? Or does it mean the blob has attached these animatronic parts to grow and he is in control of it all? Because it does seem like the blob has gone around the Pizzaplex to gain animatronic parts. And we know that because in the display cases around the Pizzaplex, parts are missing. In Pizza Simulator, Bonnie, Chica, Mangle, etc. were not in the game, right? So it would make sense for Molten Freddy to escape Pizza Simulator, go up into the mall, go through the vents and stuff, to grow. Steal animatronic parts, steal endoskeletons and wires to make himself bigger and bigger. The blob probably did that to get stronger, to face Afton at the end or something like that. Also, I'm pretty certain that the blob doesn't have any of the original spirits inside, such as Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy, etc. Because again, during Pizza Simulator, we don't see those spirits during the fire. And the reason why we don't see them during Pizza Simulator is because those spirits were laid to rest in Fnaf 3. If they were still restless and still active, to me, they would have been in Fnaf 6. Is Security Breach trying to show that the original spirits are still active and restless? Unfortunately, we're not going to know until we get a definitive answer from Scott and Steelwool. The blob does have two other parts attached to it. Baby and the puppet. Now, interestingly, the eyes of both of those are not red. We don't know the reason why Steelwool decided to do this, but surely they would have made Baby's eyes and the puppet eyes red if they were, you know, a part of the blob. There's so many ideas that I can just come up with the top of my head about what I think this means. Does it mean that Elizabeth Afton's spirit and Charlie the puppet spirit got set free during Pizza Simulator? Does it mean that they're too powerful to be overtaken by the blob? Does it mean that actually Elizabeth Afton and the puppet are controlling the blob? Or does it mean that Elizabeth Afton and the puppet are controlling something else in the Pizzaplex? But those are all just ideas from the top of my head, guys. There's no concrete answer on why Baby and the puppet do not have red eyes. Another detail about the puppet as well is that the puppet mask does not have its tear streak. Why would Steelwool not have the tear streaks on the puppet mask? I feel like that means that Charlie, the puppet spirit, has gone. Her spirit has been set free during Pizza Simulator. The streaks have been removed from the puppet mask to show that Charlie is no longer inside of the puppet mask. She has been set free. That's what I think anyway. And maybe the baby mask represents, you know, in Pizza Simulator, Elizabeth Afton isn't using Baby, Circus Baby anymore. If you remember, you know, Elizabeth Afton is Scrap Baby, not Circus Baby. Elizabeth left Circus Baby back in sister location. So who knows? Circus Baby is still a mystery. Do you know the puppet mask and Circus Baby having no red eyes? is still a very, very confusing one. But yeah, it definitely looks like the Blob has been going around the Pizzaplex collecting parts and absorbing them. And this would explain why things have gone missing in the cabinets, the museum cabinets. If we're at a museum, right, we would expect to see the original, you know, the original Bonnie and Chica and Freddy, etc. And I think that is because the Blob has been stealing them and attaching it to him. In the Fazbear Fright stories, guys, the most powerful energy in that universe, the Fazbear Fright universe, is agony. Agony is the most powerful energy in the whole universe. In the Fazbear Fright universe, agony is the most powerful energy. It's stronger than electricity. It's really, really powerful. Now, could this be why the Blob is collecting old remnants of the past to get stronger by agony? Collecting, you know, Chica and Bonnie, where kids have been stuffed into their suits. It would contain a lot of negative energy. So maybe that's why the Blob is collecting them, to get stronger. Are there any new spirits attached to the Blob, or is it just Molten Freddy on his own? The Blob doesn't even have to be Molten Freddy or an old spirit. I did mention this in a previous video. The Blob just could be a brand new creature that has used old animatronic parts and stuff. The Blob could technically be the new spirits that have been killed by Vanny in the Pizzaplex. I know I've mentioned this countless times, but there is a lot of evidence to show that Vanny has killed kids at the Pizzaplex. There's a newspaper article of a bunch of missing kids that have never been found yet. So to me, it's clear that Vanny has been killing kids for a long time. Where have those kids' spirits gone? We don't 100% know. To me, some of the kids' spirits could have been attached to the Glamrock animatronics, or some of those kids' spirits could be attached to the Blob as well. It could work. Again, we don't 100% know exactly the truth. Now, another theory that was going around is, was Burntrap controlling the Blob the whole time? Which is why the Blob was trying to stop and attack Gregory from going down there. And during the Afton boss fight, when we're literally trying to stop Afton, the tentacles come through the pipes and stuff to kill us, to attack us. Was Burntrap in control of the Blob? You know, just like the other Glamrock animatronics. Was Burntrap that strong and powerful that he could hack into the Blob as well and take control of him as well? It is possible. You can't rule that one out. And then during the Afton ending, when Burntrap's trying to escape, it's possible that Burntrap lost control of the Glamrock animatronics, including the Blob, which is why the Blob's like, oh, I'm back. Oh, look, it's Afton, and takes him away. That could explain why the Blob attacked us in the first place. Because, you know, if I was the Blob after Afton, when we went down there, the tentacles, the Blob should have just came out the pipes and just went straight into Afton to get ready to destroy him, right? Now I'm going to talk briefly about the novels. The first one I'm going to talk about is Fazbear Fright. So I've spoke about this before with Agony. The Blob really reminded me of Afton. So in the Fazbear Fright story, Afton comes back. Afton comes back very similar to how the Blob looks, basically. Afton gets taken to a factory, right? And at the factory, there's a bunch of old animatronic parts and old toys that have a lot of agony inside of them. This basically fuels Afton, and he absorbs all of the old animatronic parts, all the endoskeletons, all the agony inside of these old past remnants of animatronics and stuff, like all of the deaths that happened, all of the pain and sadness in one place. It's all absorbed by Afton, and it turns him into a massive creature, and it makes him incredibly powerful. He's in control of all this agony and power. And I thought that was very similar to the Blob. It looks like the Blob's in control of all of this agony and all of these old, you know, parts of the history of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So I just wanted to mention that. I thought that was a similarity between universes. I also wanted to talk about the fourth closet as well, with the ending of that and Afton's demise in that one. The ending is an animatronic creature which has Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy and Foxy all attached to it. But this one is actually Afton's doing. Afton did this himself. Inside this amalgamation of the animatronics are all of the spirits, so it's very similar to the Blob as well. This is actually Afton's doing. Afton did this on purpose At first, Afton can actually control this creature, which again could be put into the security breach at Afton ending. Maybe Afton was controlling the blob at first. Eventually, the creature realizes who Afton is and meets his demise. Gets grabbed and taken into the fires. Sounds very similar, doesn't it? These can't be used as solid evidence because they are in alternate universes. However, the plot is pretty similar, right? I just wanted to mention those similarities, you know, if you guys don't read the books or anything. So you can see why this is a big mystery video, right? Because the blob is so vague. We literally don't know anything about it. But in this video, I wanted to give you guys what we do know so far. Some of the animatronic heads attached to the blob having red eyes. What the blob is up to, what was the blob's intention, was he controlled by Afton or not, or was the blob just doing its own thing, trying to get to Afton, and Gregory was just in his way. But I've gave you guys some ideas to think about. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you've got any ideas that I haven't thought of yet, put them in the comment section. It's all up in the air at the moment, guys. We don't know a lot about the blob. We don't really know a lot about anything. To be honest, hopefully we do get to see something more about the blob in the future, whether that's in the games or whether it's in one of the Pizzaplex stories. I really do hope that it's explained more, because at the moment we've got like a grain of sand when we should like have a whole cup of sand to know about the blob. The blob is extremely vague and one of the biggest mysteries in Security Breach. And that's what Theorizing is all about. I don't think we're not going to have a solid answer until the blob's explored more in future DLC or one of the books. And to me, from looking at Afton being alive still and the blob being there, it looks like Henry's plan failed in the game lore as well. Make of it what you will, guys. I know people were a bit upset about that, Henry's plan failing and, you know, Afton coming back again. But, you know, it does look like Henry's plan failed. And, I mean, Afton's still there. But, you know, we won't go there. I've already got a headache from this video, man. There's just so much to talk about. Imagine we were Gregory exploring the Pizzaplex and we saw a tentacle, like, roaming around on the ceiling and stuff to show that the blob is active during the Pizzaplex. You know, the blob isn't just hiding under the pizza simulator location. You know, the blob has been around the Pizzaplex collecting parts to get stronger and stuff. I wish we did get to see that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I really do appreciate it. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I know it's very complicated, which is why it's called a mystery video, because it is still a mystery. Take care, lots of love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.